you inspire everybody with how much revenue you did last year?
500K.
So you went from making $5,000 a month 4 years ago to $500,000 in a year in revenue. Another episode of Where Are They Now with signing agent Bill. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, Mark. How are you?
Good. So before prepping for this interview, I realized I interviewed you almost 5 years ago, man. And you were making $5,000 a month as a signing agent. Almost 4.5, 5 years later, you now own your own signing service. Can you inspire everybody with how much revenue you did last year?
Yeah, my company Sign Docs today was north of 500K.
$500,000. So you went from making $5,000 a month 4 years ago to $500,000 in a year in revenue. When I say that, what goes through your mind, man? Just tell people like what you're thinking when you kind of just reflect on those 4 years.
You know, when I first started the business, it was supposed to be a side hustle for me to make a few extra dollars as, work my own hours. And I soon realized once I understood the business a little bit more and how easy it was to make $200 a signing going direct, I soon realized that there was more to this story. And I realized that the more clients I would get, at some point I would grow it to another level, which I did by starting my own signing service.
You were a retired UPS employee. Like you said, you didn't come from a business background. You retired looking for just something extra to supplement. And you go from $5,000 a month to $500,000 in a year. Like, what an incredible story. You said something real quick though, that I think you said so nonchalantly. You're like, I just saw how easy it was. What do you mean by the words easy?
What I meant by easy is that once you understand how the loan process works on whether it's refinance or purchase, it is very easy to explain the documents to the clients and make it a good experience for them. And then just tell them, here's where you sign, here's where you date. It is pretty easy to make that $200 an appointment, still making it a good experience for the clients, not rushing the clients at all, but explaining it so they know that that it was a good transaction, that there's whether they're buying or refinancing a home.
So let's take people back. It's 2019. You're making $5,000 a month, retired from UPS, have an amazing career there. Why do you think you've reached this level of success?
Again, once you understand how to do the job and once you understand how to do signings, then you realize that you're helping people. A lot of times you meet first-time buyers. A lot of times you meet people that have done multiple transactions in their lifetime. But either case, when you walk in with a client, you never know what you're going to experience, right? And then you want to make it a good experience regardless of whether they're brand new homeowners or they're experienced signers. So my point was that once I understood that and once I know that I can help more people by doing more signings, then I knew that it was time to scale it to another level and then help other signing agents become successful along the way by coaching them, teaching them how to do the signings. Because of my signing service, I'm able to get more business. I can help a lot more notaries or loan signing agents.
I hope everyone heard that right there. And what came out of your mouth had nothing to do with money, nothing to do with effort, everything to do about your vision and falling in love with helping others. You saw that you were helping a homeowner with their process. Then you're like, I can help other people create incomes for their family from my effort. And what I loved about that, and all the Where Are They Now episodes, you kind of hear the common theme. It's about helping other people. It's not about you. It's about who you're impacting. You started back in 2019, pre-COVID boom. And so let's talk about a little bit of your mindset here. So you go into the business in 2019, interest rates are 6.5%, if you remember back then.
Right.
Then all of a sudden rates drop to 2. Okay. You thought you can build a business at 6.5%. That never deterred you. Your business is bigger than it ever was during the best time during the real estate industry. So give me the mindset in 2022. You had an unbelievable year in 2021. Interest rates go to 6%. As we speak, interest rates are almost 8. You're still going to do $500,000 this year. Why didn't you panic when rates go back up to 6% almost overnight? You have a good retirement from UPS. You're like, okay, why didn't you run? Why did you go all in when rates go up, when a lot of people were leaving the business? Talk to me through that.
I've always thought that growing the business was and to scale because of my coach, Mark Wills, kept telling me start a signing service, and I kept hesitating about it. And I saw that I was leaving a lot of money on the table when the rates were low, because a lot of clients would call me, can you sign docs today? Can you sign docs today? And I just couldn't do it because I didn't have the time. But I kept prolonging wanting to start a business because I didn't want to get into that. But something told me one day, why don't you just start the business? Well, during that time, when I finally decided to start my signing service, the rates were actually going up, right? They gone up from the 2.3s, they were up to the high fives and high sixes. But I decided to start it anyway because I was still turning business away. And I felt like I was letting some of my clients down because I couldn't help them. And I kept getting more, I was getting more rejections, and I really didn't like saying no. I really did not like saying the word no to my clients, because at some point I knew that if I say enough no's, eventually they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to stop calling me. So I said, you know what, let me help you in a different way. How about if I start my signing service and I can have other notaries that are going to be well trained because they come from the same background, the loan signing system, and they are going to be able to help us. And I started with my local clients, just doing signings in the local area. I then realized that, that I could expand to the rest of California, then I can expand to the point where I'm nationwide now. And so I started thinking wider, and instead of I started thinking, okay, if I can scale, why can I just scale wide and be able to do all states, right? And at some point I knew in my vision that at some point we'll be Ron. And I figured, okay, might as well start thinking that the bigger scale, the bigger picture, right? Because ultimately, you said it, ultimately what I want to do is invest in real estate, which I started doing all because of my signing service. But I started thinking wide, and this way I would never going to tell my clients no again about any signings. Just give me what you got and we'll take care of it for you.
You didn't let the rates deter you because you knew you can take your effort and go wider. You didn't doubt your ability to get more clients who would kind of make up for the lack of production from the current clients. Am I hearing that right? Again, I'm trying to get into your mindset more than anything here. Talk more about that than anything else.
Anytime I leave the house, I've always think of two things: the law of attraction, and I don't know if you've ever heard of the red car theory, right? I always think of the red car theory, no matter what I do. So the red car theory is about opportunity, right? Most people do not realize that there's opportunity every single place, every single street that you drive on, every single address that you go to, there's opportunity. So the red car theory is like this. Let's say, for example, you're driving and I ask you how many red cars that you saw in the last mile. Well, I couldn't tell me.
Right.
If I were to tell you, if you count every red car that you see, and I'm going to give you $100 for every red car that you see, your focus, your mind is going to be differently, right? So you're going to be focusing on red cars regardless of how the traffic conditions are, right? So at the end of the day, I could ask you how many red cars you saw. You're going to say, oh, I saw 20.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the focus is the red car. So to me, every time I go out on the street, my focus is what can generate business through my notary stamp. And every single house that I go to, just because I don't have or pass through, or just because I don't have a for sale sign or a for lease sign or anything like that, is an opportunity. So there's more opportunity out there than you think if you just focus on that one thing. And I talk to a lot of notaries, and a lot of notaries do marketing, right? We all do, but a lot of notaries focus on that one marketing location that they're going to, or the two locations that they're going to, and they're passing all these other opportunities because they're not focused on that. So the red card theory, that's what it is. If you focus on something, your mindset is different, that every single address that you pass as an opportunity, then you're going to get more business, or you can potentially get more business.
I love that. And what I love is whether there's a for sale sign, for lease sign or not, I still see opportunity. There is no way interest rates were going to dictate whether your signing service bit was successful or not. You knew it's my effort. If I can see the opportunity and go to the opportunity, regardless of where rates are, I can build my business. Yes, and so my point is interest rates are almost 8%. Do you have any doubt that you're going to build this business even bigger, even though interest rates are 7.5, and 8% right now?
Not at all. I can grow it from the point that is at now to to another level.
I hope everybody heard that. Like, there's no hesitation. Your red car should be opportunity. Your red car should be the real estate agents that you know, the networking events. And I love what you just said there. And I'm going to say it like 4 more times. It doesn't matter if those are for sale sign, for lease, or no sale. Like, everything's opportunity. Absolutely incredible. You know, why do you get inspired to keep building at this pace? What is kind of your next goal in revenue for your business?
I would not mind getting into the seven digit type business, but I also have in mind that I want to grow into the real estate space, investing in multi-units and create some generational wealth that way, because I can see it, and I'm involved with a lot of people that are in that community now. So just meeting the right people, going to the right event.
The notary business is just a vehicle to get to that next step. And what I want people, inspire people with that, is because when sometimes you get a little overwhelmed or discouraged because there's no intention or purpose behind your efforts. You know what the next step is. And so I want everyone to be inspired by that. It's sometimes we get a little discouraged because we're not working with intention or purpose. You know what you're working for. You know what the next step is. And so therefore you want to put in the work here in order to get there. Is there anything you want to add to that?
You know, you can scale this business, the business that I'm in, and scale it to a complete different level. But my ultimate goal was just to create wealth through real estate. I love what I do right now. I really do. I never, my intentions was never to grow this business to where it's at, but it led me to it just because of, just people that I met along the way, and then the training that I got from the loan signing system, obviously. But it's such an easy business that you can take at any different level once you grow it, or you can stay doing signings. I miss doing signings in some cases. I really miss meeting the people and going through the motions of the signings. I really do miss it. But I do know that in order for me to grow, I need to let that go and let other agents start doing that. And that's where the place that I am at now. But I still do one here, one there, because I like to get out and do that. This is one of those things that you just don't want to lose your touch on.
Share them on your philosophy of your business. You say a few times in this conversation that, I'm here to help other people. Inspire people with kind of your mantras and your service first attitude.
Well, ever since, I come from the service background of UPS, right? Customer is always number one. You always got to take care of the customer, right? So ever since I did my first signing up until the last signing that I've done, I always think of the customer first. You always think of them first, because ultimately they're the ones that are spending the money. They're the ones that are going through the efforts of maybe, I don't know, 30 days, 60 days, 90-day escrows, right? So they've already gone through a lot. And so, as a signing agent, you're the last person that most likely they are going to see before that becomes their house or before they get a new loan. So to me, the customer service piece is really the most important part. You never forget that the signing that you're doing at that time is the most important signing, and it's a special event for them, regardless of what you got going on afterwards. So to me, it's always about the customer, because the customer is the one that's going to get you potentially more clients, more customers. And so always take care of the customer. That's the mentality that I always go in with.
What I wrote down is never forget that to the customer, this is a special event. And I think we see too often as signing agents that it's just a way to make money. It's a transaction, not really putting yourself into their shoes. Like, this is a big deal to them, and we should treat it as such. And so I love that your UPS background really helped you formulate your ethos for this business and understand that the most important signing is the signing that you're at. It doesn't matter what's next, because I want to make sure that person, that event gets my utmost attention. And that's what you credit this to. I mean, you credit your business to customer service. You credit your business to making sure everyone feels like it's their special event. And if I really want, the reason I do the Where Are They Now is I want people to hear this. Nowhere have you talked about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the service. It's about helping other humans. It's about making impact. And that is the running theme in all of these Where Are They Now? And I think too many times new signing agents, Bill, maybe you can add to this, really focus on the money of being a signing agent versus the service of being a signing agent. Even though the loan signing system has always taught you to go service, but I feel personally like that's kind of the sticking point for a lot of new signing agents. They're too focused on making money and not focused on the service. What do you say to that?
No, I agree with that. And in fact, a lot of the clients that I have had in the last year, they've all been referrals.
Mhm.
And either referrals from clients that I visited or referrals from other officers referring me to other escrow companies. I don't market like I used to because I get referrals
Mhm.
that just come my way, and it's all
Yeah,
because of the way we
yeah,
treat our clients.
yeah,
Always treat them like if they're the only ones that you're doing that
right.
particular day. And that's what I tell signing agents that I work with. You go treat the client like if it's the only signing that you have that day. Take your time and be efficient, but make sure you make it an experience for them. Treat clients as their only client, or treat them like if they were your family. Because if you do that, you'll continue to get more business and you'll continue to get more referrals. It's
Yeah.
just simple as that.
Let's kind of go back to the beginning of your journey. You're making $5,000 a month. I mean, by all means, that's great money, right?
Mhm.
But then in 2021, 2022, you start blowing it out of the water. You weren't one of my students who are doing 10K out of the gate, but you're still one of my students where slow and steady won the race. And that's inspiring to me because I think too many times people give up because they're not making 10 grand a month, right? They're not making $5,000 a month right out of the gate. So I want to dig into your mindset early on. You've taken 4.5 years to get here. So inspire people through slow and steady wins the race.
Well, I could tell you what really got me to the next level was actually when I was at the $5,000 mark. What you spoke about was that was a lot of hard work, right? It took me a little bit to get to that point, but it wasn't until I went to conference in 2019, which was my first conference. It was your second conference for the loan signing system. And it wasn't until that moment when I started meeting people from all over the country, making 10 up to $14,000. I think your top student was at the time. That I realized this is for real. If all I need to do is do what these agents are doing, it's pretty basic. Because I already knew how to do the signings at that point. And the one thing that was common denominator for me to see was that everyone that was making 10K or more had more clients than I did. And so I said to myself, when I'm leaving this conference, the number one thing I'm taking is I need to get to the number of clients that they have minimum. So my goal was by the next conference in 2020, I'm going to be at that level or higher with clients, because that's what these guys are doing. It didn't take me that long. It took me a few months to get to that number. But that was my goal. My mindset, I need to get to that number. And they're all successful signing agents at that time. And then before you know it, I was like with them.
When you saw someone else do it, you didn't get discouraged. You said, if they can do it, I can do it. That you use those students as inspiration, not a way to look down upon where you're at. Like you're doing $5,000 a month. You saw students doing 14. You didn't turn that into like, oh man, I'm not that good. You're like, no, no, no. If they can do it, I can do it. And you use them as success, as a point metric. I hope everybody heard the way you talk about it very simplistically, but it's like, if they can do it, I can do it. The only difference is they have more clients and I can solve that problem. So if you're watching this right now, you're like, oh my gosh, Bill, you do so good. Then just think like Bill. Like only difference between me and Bill is Bill has more clients. So get to work. That's it. Speaking and get to work, if you were a student or a signing agent, LSS community member was like, Bill, it's slow out there. What would your response be to that?
It's slow because you're not focused on finding more clients. But there's plenty of work out there. There is plenty of work. I mean, I'm in San Diego now, and I know of signing agents that are always busy, signing agents like myself. The difference is that they don't believe it's slow. They just go and get more clients. They get busier. I mean, that's what you do. You just do more reps, more reps, more reps, more reps. That's all you got to do.
You just said it's not as busy in 2021, but you're now busier than you were in 2021 from a influx of signing. So like, yes, it's busier. Busy is all relevant to effort. Like, look, if you're slow, it's because you're not focused on getting clients. And I hope everybody heard that. It's not slow. It's just you're not working hard enough. And you're not realizing that you are good at what you do. The first thing that clicked for Bill is not that they're better than me. They're just got more clients than me. So how do I solve that problem? And the answer was easy. It was just effort. And so I hope everyone's getting inspired by Bill, because it's amazing as a second career that you've been able to build this in 5 years. And from this career, you're now able to invest in real estate. And I know you well enough that your real estate empire is going to be amazing, because everything you do, it's just about, give me the tools, I'm going to execute the tools. And that's what you took with LSS. That's what you're going to take with your real estate. I have no doubt you're going to build something huge, because I want people to be inspired. Like, Bill doesn't reinvent the wheel. Show me how to do it, and I will do it better than anyone else. And that is what I think has gotten you to here. It's, you don't reinvent the wheel. It's, show me the template, and I'm just going to implement it better than anyone else. And so everybody watching is the same template as Bill, same template as all these on the roads, or where are they now? It's just, this is a game of who's going to do the best with it.
Yeah, you know, I told a lot of new signing agents, I get discouraged in some cases. I tell them, there's no Michael Jordan in this industry. There's no Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
Every single one of us has a stamp. And if you already know how to use that stamp, all you got to do is go implement it. Like, there's no better. I believe I'm a good signing agent. I believe I'm a great signing agent, but there's a lot of great ones out there. Once you know how to do the notarial work, and once you know how to explain the loan documents, we're all Michael Jordans. I mean, I tell people, I could be the Michael Jordan of notary world. You put Michael Jordan in front of me, and I'll beat him. But in this industry, once you know how to stamp, once you know how to tell people where to sign and date, that's it. Game's over.
It's almost impossible for a Michael Jordan of this industry, because there's so many transactions, and we can only be at so many at one physical time. But we're all capable of being the Michael Jordan to our clients. And that was what I thought was the most profound thing you said, is that we are all Michael Jordans. I always tell people, once you get to 0 errors, no one's better than you. But you said it better, and I'm going to steal, if that's okay, is that we can all be Michael Jordans. And there is not one person who can dominate wherever you live. It's your job to show enough people you can be their Michael Jordan. Let's go back to the $5,000 a month. It is 5 years to get this point. So what made you get through the beginning of the process where you didn't give up?
Once I realized that I did not need to be looking at my phone waiting for it to ping so I can get jobs. And once I realized through your course that you can go direct, and then met people that were doing a lot of direct work, I figure, okay, this is it. Why wait for the job for my phone to ping? Because that's not what I want. I want to be able to control my day a little bit better. I'm going to go meet the people that can give me the signings. And they're inside the escrow offices, title offices, banks, anywhere where you need a notary. You just need to go visit them. And once you get them give you direct work, you can start making some money, and you can dictate how your day is going to go, because you're not waiting on that phone.
You're very logical. It's like, well, if I want my phone to ring, why would I wait for a text message? Why wouldn't I just go meet the people to make my phone ring and control my day? But I say that again, so people can hear the mindset of a very successful signing agent, signing service owner. It's like, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And you really breathe that. And that is why you are where you are today. How awesome is it that, our effort helps other people?
It's probably the one thing that I enjoy the most throughout the day, when we get signings and we assign them to people that we already know. By the way, loan signings, student and family, a lot of them is what I use for the most part. It's a nice feeling when you text them or you call them, and it's rare when they say no. The only time they say no is because they already have their busy. They're good, right? But it's rare when we get a no. It's very extremely rare. And that's the part that I like, that I get to give other people signings, and they're happy to do it. Mm-hmm. And I know that they're going to do a great job. It's a nice feeling giving others work.
Yes.
And yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I get every single day, that I'm able to help other people. And then hearing the thank yous, that makes my day. When I hear a thank you, or I get a text thank you, that just makes my entire day.
Everything about this conversation has not been around money. You're doing the best you have since you started your business, but none of this conversation is. And that's what I want people to understand. It's not about the money. It's about impact. Man, Abel, I'm just so proud of you. I mean, it's crazy that I'm almost 5 years ago, you were doing on the road with me. And now you're the loan signing system ambassador of Southern California. Let's wrap up with this thought. Why are you so giving and helping other people and humans? And I want you to answer that.
A lot of these agents that I work with, they all have their own visions. They all have their own goals, right? They all have their own, potentially they could be signing service owners. Who knows? We one day we could all be investors together. You just never know where it's going to lead. And, by helping others, it always comes back. Once you help somebody, it just comes back to you. It, to me, is because you never know what the future is going to bring. It's always good to help out and help others. It feels good. I don't know. I can't put words into it because it's just a feeling.
You realize there's an abundance of business. And I think too many times people have this scarcity around business, and that's what holds them from marketing, holds them back from helping others. I get all the time is like, Mark, why would you have all these San Diegans have their own signing service? Only going to hurt your signing service, because there's business for all of us. Like I want your signing service and Bree's and Connor's and everyone's to be bigger than mine. Like there's business for all of us, and you embody that. And that's the purpose of me asking you that. You go on your weekends, you give up your Saturdays to help other signing agents. And again, I want people to see what makes Bill tick, and it's about other people. It's not about you. And I truly believe that's why you're successful. I truly believe that you've built this business from day one about serving others, helping others, and it's all about helping. And you do that to the community too. So for me, thank you very, very much. I know I speak on the behalf of Southern California, who you lead. Thank you as well. But man, I'm just so proud of you, dude. And if you want me to get on a deal, you just let me know. So I'll follow you anywhere. I'll support you anywhere. Just honored to have this conversation. And hopefully we'll do another Where Are They Now 5 years from now, and you're even twice as big and talking about syndications. But, just thank you, brother. And is there any final words you want to leave the people watching this right here?
If you're a loan signing agent, don't give up. If this is what you want to do, just go do it. You're the Michael Jordan of your team. So just go do it. It's not impossible. Once you know how to do this job, go dunk the ball.
The name of his signing service is Sign Docs Today. We'll put a link down in there. Of course, Bill hires loan signing system graduates first and foremost. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day to inspire people, let people in on where you are in your journey. So I'll see you next time at 7 Figures, man. Until next time, appreciate you, dog, and go Niners.
That's right. Go Niners.